It's a proposal to onboard a strategic and equity partner to lease, operate, maintain, and manage the operations and also the property of the company. The company here is Rivatex. It's SEZ Ltd, as you can see. It's a textile factory based in Eldoret, Uasin Gishu County, Kenya. It's a government institution domiciled in the midst of investments, trade, and industry. Remember, way back in 2019, the company was launched and with the new machinery. But now the strategy which is there is to ensure that it achieves its objectives. Nilikuwa naelezea kuwa kuna ile level ambayo imefika kwa sasa, na tuko naangalia na pia through the guidance ya waziri ya cabinet ama mawaziri ambao walikaa chini Januari mwaka huu, wakaonelea kuwa Rivatex iweze kutafuta ama kupata partner mgani mwenye ataweza ku revamp the operations, kuweza kufanya operations grow zaidi. Mahali iko saizi tuna operate na 15% peke yake, na tungependa kampuni iweze kugrow zaidi, ikuwe 100%, hata ikiwezekana 100%. Bwana, najua hapa niko na engineers hapa, utaniambia kuna kuwa na ile sema error tolerance, so at least 90% operation utakuwa sawa. So hiyo ndio expectation tuko nayo from the partner ambaye kwa sasa bado tunatafuta. Ndio maana tuko hapa kuelezea mahali tumefika na kuelezea pia kuhusu this issue, kwa kuna kazi kama hii inaendelea. Ndio pia maoni ile tutapata kutoka hapa kupitia maswali ama any comment iweze kuboresha kazi hii. In the next few minutes, sababu tuko na mwenyekiti wa bodi akikuja kukaa chini tu hivi, tutaanza kikao vizuri. Pia tuko na managing director yuko pia hapa na wenzangu kutoka kampuni ya Rivatex. Zaidi tunakujulisha tu kuwa kazi hii ni kazi ya kukodesha the company iweze kukua zaidi. Mahali tuko saizi iweze kuwa zaidi ya mahali iko. Asante sana, nimeelekezwa vizuri kabisa. Wakati mwenyekiti anaruhusu nikaribishe volunteer. Kuna mtu anajitokeza kuweza kutongoza kama ombi? Yes, ndio kila meeting ni vizuri tuombe tuweze maneno ende vizuri. Yes.
Naomba. Baba na Mungu wetu unaishi mahali pa juu mbinguni, jina lako lipewe sifa na kutukuzwa. Asante kwa ulinzi wako tangu masaa ya asubuhi hadi wakati huu. Napenda kuanza mkutano huu. Mungu, tunakuomba uwe pamoja nasi, uweze kuingilia kati yetu. Tunapenda kuongelea mambo haya, uweze kuingilia kati na hayo yao yenye manufaa katika maisha yetu, jina lako litapewa sifa na kuinuliwa. Mungu wetu, tunaomba ulinzi wako katika masaa haya, katika jina la Yesu tunaomba na kuamini, amen.
Aya, asante sana. So straight tunaelekea kwa project presentation, na vile niko pelezea kuwa leo tuko Mombasa. Tuko Technical University of Mombasa, na kwa sasa tunakava Coast Region. Tumeanza kazi hii kule Rift Valley, tulifanya the Eldoret National Polytechnic, tukatoka tukaenda Busia, baada hapo tukaenda Kisumu, juzi tumekuwa Machakos, leo tuko Mombasa. Na nashukuru kuwa leo tuko live. So kama kuna wenzetu wako nje, please tuweze kuwatumia hiyo link pia, waweze kutoa maoni yao pia. So even case kama hujapata link, tafadhali kuna huyu dada anaitwa Katra atawaelekeza ni upate link. Haya, wale ambao wako nyumbani, kila mahali kwote, tunatarajia kuweza kupata view ile ambayo itaboresha kazi hii. Nimesema kazi hii bado haijaisha, ndio maana tunatembea tukiuliza wananchi maoni yao, na pia kuweza kuwajulisha ndio waweze kufahamu kwa kuna kitu inaendelea. Slide inayofuata. Kwa ufupi tu, Rivatex East Africa Limited tunasema is a vertically integrated textile mill. Inamaanisha aje? Inaunda uzi, alafu ile uzi inaenda next stage, inaitwa weaving, inaunda nguo. Baada ya weaving, after nguo kuundwa, inaenda next stage ya tatu. Stage ya tatu ndio processing, where nguo inaweka rangi ama dyeing, inafanywa printing. Kama hizi leso tunaona Mali Abdalla na wengine. By the way, Mali Abdalla tunaunda, Mali Abdalla tunaunda kule Rivatex. So kama hizo leso, kama bed sheets, inaundwa kwa department ama division ya tatu. Asante sana. Yes, kwa sasa tuko asilimia 15 nilikuwa nimeelezea hapo awali, na sababu ya guidance kutoka kwa mawaziri, kulikuwa na cabinet sitting in January this year, na wakaelewa na kuwa Rivatex iweze kupata a partner, na ndio maana kazi hii tunafanya saa hizi. Ya pili, kwa slide yenye inafuata tutaangalia ile sheria ambayo inatusaidia tuweze kufanya kazi hii. So kwa slide yenye inafuata, kazi hii tunaita public participation. Najua tumesikia kwingi sana. So it's a public participation event. We are consulting the public. You're also informing the public so that there is a view from the public, and ultimately the process becomes very objective. Any other view, and that's why this event is also covered live, is documented. It is part of the procurement process which is ongoing. Yes. In the next slide, I know in the title we said we are onboarding a strategic and equity partner. So, strategic and equity partner, who is it? Or what is it? When you have a partnership which is non-equity, it means you have two parties or more coming together with their strengths. Ile niseme uzito, ile kuna mwingine akona uzito yake, ule akona uzito yake. So you bring your strength, the other one brings their strength. When you combine, you bring or you come up with something very big. In this case, the company, it's a brand new company, biggest in East Central Africa, with a state-of-the-art machinery. But now we are operating at 15%. We wish to get a partner. There is a plan, and this is a plan that is there to get a partner who will now revamp. So the partner we are looking for is the one with the strength of resources and also the network. That is what the key things that we are looking at. And that forms now the strategic and equity partnership which we intend to have. Yes. I'll run very fast. Run through very fast. It is the history of the company. It started way back in 1974. Hata mimi siko mezaliwa. Way back in 1974. You see, with President Kenyatta. Way back. Then in the next slide you'll see the construction. In the next slide, you'll see the construction works which happened that time, 1975, and then again in 1990. The next slide. In the next slide, Yosef. The things which happened in 1990. The company went down. But you see, it's not only the Rivatex which went down at that time. A number of companies went down in 1998. Mostly because of influx of raw material from Turkey, Asia, a number of European countries. It made the companies in Kenya went down. There are a number of companies, if you're not aware. One of them is a company which was in Kisumu called Kikomi. Another one in Mount Kenya called Montex. And maybe if you are lucky na uko na guka, atakwambia kulikuwa na pamba ilikuwa na panda hapa Bura, na kulikuwa na jinari Bura na Hola kubwa sana, lakini yo kazi ikaenda chini. Na zaidi ilikuwa that time in 1990s. So wakati ilienda chini, kulikuwa na so many things. One, currency ilikuwa imeharibika kabisa. Value ya Kenya, value ya shilingi ya Kenya ilikuwa imeenda chini sana kwa 100% na zaidi. Pia kulikuwa na so many other second hand clothes, mitumba zilikuwa zimeingia. So most companies zikaenda chini. Rivatex haikuwa immune. Luckily, the company ili maintain property yake, na ndio maana in 2007, ukiangalia the next slide, 2007 kazi hii ikafanyika. So kwa sasa hii ndio the current status ya kampuni. Inaanzia hapa, niko maelezea spinning ya kunda uzi hapa. Tuelekee hivi weaving ya kunda nguo, then processing. Na pia kumalizia malipa kunda garments ama hizi shirts tuko nazo. Na ukiangalia vizuri this land iko mpaka na forest yote ni 42.2 acres yote. Huko nyuma kuna EPZ imeanzishwa Hii picha ilichukuliwa kabla bado ujenzi haijafanyika, sasa kuna ujenzi umefanyika hapa kubwa sana EPZ. So kampuni inatarajia kuteka advantage ya hizi EPZ na zingine ambazo zinakuja. Tukiangalia slide inayofuata, kwa ufupi nilikuwa nimeelezea kuhusu the departments ziko kampuni: spinning, weaving, processing na garmenting. Ikitumia hizi raw materials: cotton, pamba, polyester na viscose. Yes. Next one. Na kuna zile hatua ambazo zimepiga kutoka ianzishwe 2007. Kumekuwa na so many strides. One being provide kazi. Provide kazi kwa watu both direct. Kwa sasa tuko na wafanyakazi 700 kwa sasa, na potential yake ni kubwa. Pili, tumekuwa na support kwa cotton farming across the country, more than 24 cotton growing counties. Huku Coast Region, Kilifi, Kwale kule Pavi, kama kuna mtu anajua, kuna society ya wakulima inaitwa Pamba Viazi kule karibu na base Titanium. Hawa wame supply cotton kwetu, tuma support na tumenunua pamba yao. Ukiangalia pia Kilifi, Lamu, wote tunachukua pamba kutoka either Makueni Jindery, Kitui ama moja into Sanjin kule Tharaka-Nithi, na wote wanachukua cotton wapi? Huku Coast Region. Na jambo lingine ni kuwa kuna hii initiative ya serikali inaitwa Buy Kenya Build Kenya. Ujue tunanunua pamba, which means we are buying a product from a Kenyan. We are also selling, we are also making leso. We are selling it to Mali Abdallah and the rest. So we are promoting that initiative of Buy Kenya Build Kenya, which is very important. Kama unaweza import vitu, ujue unaharibu uchumi ya nchi. In a way, utakuwa na grow kivyako, but ukiangalia kwa jumla, uchumi haiwezi grow sana. But kama unaunda, kwa mfano unaunda ukwaju, Mkenya anakununulia ukwaju, ile pesa ambayo ingetoka nje haitakuwa. So utaiutilize ile pesa wapi? Pale pale. Hiyo ndio the initiative ya Buy Kenya Build Kenya. So support ya farmers across the country for cotton, buying cotton from Kenyans, and also now Kenyans reciprocating by buying products from the company, which is so far, at the moment is working. However, I said it is at 15%, and our wish is to do it more than 90% by getting a partner who is going to revamp that. And this is a process we are carrying out. As finalize, then in the next slide, we are in a technical university, so it's important to point out that first item, the TVET, support to TVETs. 1, attachment. So far, we've attached more than 15,000 students, more than 15,000 since 2007. There's another program tunaita dual training. Najua mnajua dual training, so still kwa sasa bado inafanyika kwa kampuni. Kuna even a simple one ya factory visits. Wanafunzi wanatembea factory, at least waweze kujua what is going on. Kwa mfano ukiambiwa kama ni wanafunzi wa mechanical, unataka kujua some gears, ukiona kwa kitabu peke yake uta appreciate vizuri, but ukienda kuona gear vizuri ama uone machine ya ring frame kwa wale wa textile, uta appreciate what is going on na utajua kwa urahisi. Kando na hiyo, tume supply products to these companies, to these institutions, entities. Huduma Center, Kenya Power, KEMSA, KNH and the rest. Tumekuwa pia na network ama collaboration na a number of institutions across the world. All the way from China, Belgium, India, Sweden, Egypt and the rest. Remember in 2020 with the COVID issue, when COVID came in, Rivatex played a very important role, very, very important. For now, maybe watu wengi watajua, but do you know that time there were no standards for cloth masks? We had only those masks za zamani, ile ya madaktari kawaida, but ile ya nguo hakukuwa na standard. But with the collaboration of Rivatex and Kenya Bureau of Standards, we developed, or rather, Kenya Bureau of Standards developed standards for cloth masks through the support of Rivatex. That is a milestone for the company. And that's why we'd wish that the company is revived as possible. It achieves its objectives. It goes beyond 90% in operation so that it will do more than this. Maybe in the next slide. Yes, among other things, other stakeholders we've had, from CETA, Gatsby, these are just entities helping the company to grow. And the support has been coming in from the Ministry of Investments, Trade and Industry. Remember, there's another very important part when you're doing business, is getting market. We are working towards having this market called AGOA. It's a US market. You sell your products at a relatively low taxation. That is it. Now already we're having a partnership with an institution in a country called Estonia. Estonia is in Europe, next to Russia, Finland, and the rest. So there's an institution called Estonia Academy of Arts. So we've collaborated with them. We're having a certification where we have been certified that we are producing upcycled products. And what are these upcycled products? The products which you make from grade Bs and the rest. Maybe you make your products, you have your grade A. Whatever comes out as grade B, you can still make it to be a superior product. By maybe cutting some part. Watu wa design wanajua wanaelewa hii maneno vizuri. They cut some part, very nice part. Maybe the other part imeharibika kidogo, but you get some nice part in a part which is not good, and you make a very nice product. Maybe a nice bag. That is upcycling. We are certified to do that. Then in the next slide, the second last one, I've talked of support to students, to science and technology. We've directly supported, trained tailors on hands-on operations from these counties, Bomet and also Kiambu County. The last one is the research which is going on there. Already there's an organic dye from a weed or a plant which grows there widely, called Mexican marigold. So it was able to produce this dye called Tammy dye. And Rivatex made it, or actually actualized the usage of that particular product. Because the researcher did it at Rivatex with small proportions. He gave us the sample. We ensure that it produces a product. Now we're able to dye a number of fabrics from that particular dye, both Tammy dye and tea dye. Tea dye is from tea, yes, majani chai, majani. These photos are for counties, different places we've gone supporting cotton growing. All these counties, Baringo, Busia, Homa Bay, Elgeyo Marakwet, West Pokot. I've just placed a few photos here. But across the country, remember I talked of 24 cotton growing counties. So in one or the other, the company has been felt in one or the other, either by sensitizing farmers there, supplying seeds, and most important, buying lint through respective gineries. Then in the next slide is essentially I've been talking about this bit as I was presenting. The reason as to why we wish to have a partner. The reason as to why we wish to have a partner. You see, we've had different developments as a company, having new machinery, having networks. But now, out of that, we are at 15%. But we are saying we wish to have the company grow to more than 90%, if possible 100%. And we are doing that because we want to get a partner to do this, to lease. This partner will lease the company, ama kukodesha, operate the company, do maintaining of the maintenance work, or maintain and ultimately manage. So they'll have the overall management of the company. But remember, they are not going to own the company. They are not going to own the company. It's only leasing. And the lease period we propose is 21 years. 21 years. We expect at the end of the period, the machinery is intact, because there will be proper monitoring all through. But most important, what is the objective of the company? It is to produce, to make, to be profitable, so that it will do these things. Remember, it is using lint, which is cotton from the farm. If it grows from this 15%, which is there at the moment, the stage we are in at the moment, and goes beyond that, it means a lot of cotton will be bought within Kenya, which means even the farmers, most of the farmers will grow a lot of cotton. So the impact there in the farm level will be so huge. Another thing, there will be issue of assured market, that is market from the company. So we expect constant supply and constant production of cotton to be there. Another critical part, which I talked about previously, is the issue of direct employment. At the moment, we are at 700 in establishment. We've employed 700 employees. The company has not been utilized to the fullest. If it utilized to the fullest, it's about to employ 5,000 employees directly. Sorry, I'm in Mombasa, so I'm sweating, which means I'm in Mombasa. So, however, very important, the direct employment, which we anticipate to get, is 5,000 employees. And remember, I talked of AGOA, the initiatives that the network that we are having. We expect with the partner coming on board, the issue of export to be there. Very important. When you export, there are huge benefits, both to the primary person doing the primary work and also overall the country, because of the foreign exchange. Yes. This is the last bit. Most important, rather another reason as why we wish to have a partner. Remember, with the revamping of the place, bringing it new machinery and growing it, making it grow strongly, we expect the textile and apparel sector to grow. Now, I talked of we are supplying Mali Abdallah. We are supplying KEMSA. We are supplying Kenya Power, or even the police at the moment. With the level which is there, it's supposed to grow. We expect to grow. And it will mean that so many sectors or so many institutions will be reached. Like a good number of populations of Kenya will be reached. Most of the products, in fact, the gowns that even this university is using was made by Rivatex. Most of the public universities in Kenya, Rivatex did gowns for them. And that is a business both to Kenyan cotton farmer, even the suppliers, guys who are ferrying products from all the way from the farm level. And another critical element is indirect employment. Remember, I talked of direct employment of 5,000 people. There is the bit of indirect employment, which is so huge, ranging from farmers back there, cotton farmers, to even the guys who are ferrying. Remember, in the field, there are those guys, they're the agents getting cotton from farmers or the cotton colonial centers. They use even border border sometime. Go to Lamu and other places. They use border border to ferry it to a place where they're going to weigh. There are those trucks from the cotton buying centers to the ginnery. Apart from that, even within the company itself, with the increase in production, now we're having border guys. Even station, there's a stage at the moment at the gate, which wasn't there when the company was down. Remember, I talked of 2007 when it was established afresh. That stage wasn't there. Now there's a stage at the moment for border. That's a business. And imagine we are doing 15% only. So for it, if it grows, you expect that direct correlation. Even the number of border guys will increase. Even maybe the number of stages will increase. Aside from the public transport. The public transport, I showed you the aerial view of the place. After the EPZ, there is an estate called Langas. It has a very good population of people. You expect that particular route to have the impact with the impact in housing sector. A number of people will stay there. So the support to local economy, the guys who are having the landlords will benefit a lot. Even the ladies who are selling boga in the estates. Remember, apart from the guys who are selling boga in the estates, just at the gate, at the moment, they are the kibanda, the kibanda people. So there are those indirect influence or direct employment opportunities which are there. And with the growth of the institution, we expect that to grow. And that is a direct effect. If this one grows, the other one will grow. At the moment, we're also doing some CSR activities with the level which is there. It means the CSR activities will even grow more and more. And remember, I talked of the EPZ which is just adjacent to the company. The other EPZs, the other industrial parks across the country, both special economic zones, export processing zones, the CAIPs, which are there in different counties. That is the upcoming collaboration, which the company will be able to utilize to get its products go to the retail market. And finally, these are some of these photos are showing some of the products that we're having, from the camouflage products, kikois. All this is being made by Rivatex at the moment. At the moment. And 15% operation, you can imagine. So with the increment, which we are carefully working on it to ensure that we be objective as possible. And that's why we are here first to sensitize the coast region and the entire country at large, sensitizing them when the process which is going on. 2, getting views so that we better the process. Because the process is not yet complete. It's a procurement process, so it takes more time. One of the critical elements of the procurement process is getting a view from the public, and we wish to get views from you on the same. And that's why we are here. So up to this point, I'm so grateful for listening very keenly and also for coming here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Charles. Let's appreciate Charles once more again. I think the presentation has been clear. So the next one is questions and comments. We'll take your views. Kindly, karibuni. Maswali na majibu. It's a free session, yeah. State your name and the question.
Good morning. My name is James Nzao. I'm a student from Technical University of Mombasa. Thank you so much for the presentation about Rivatex. So my question was, all along, what has been the challenges that Rivatex has been facing? Because there are many opportunities that it has been open to. Why is it operating at 15% right now, whereas there are great opportunities, even to the making of the apparel of the president and the like? And also, what is Rivatex expecting from the partners, more than itself at this point isn't offering by itself? And is this also part of the privatization program of the government? So thank you.
Thank you, James. Another question?
Good afternoon. My name is Gilbert Onderi, a student at Technical University of Mombasa. So my concern is about the partnership. You have said that the partner is going to operate, manage, and do all the 4 roles. How is that partnership? It's like we are selling Rivatex. My another concern is about the employment. You have said that employment will go from 700 to 500 employees. How is the ministry going to do to make sure that these 5,000 employees are Kenyans and not from their partner? Yeah.
Thank you, Gilbert. Another question?
Good afternoon. My name is Enoch Nyarangi. Mine is just a comment. Okay, like nowadays, everything is online. So kila kitu ni online siku hizi. Kitu kama sahi participation, mungepata a few of us kama jana, tumobilize watu, tuseme kama tungekuwa hapa hivi, tungekuwa tumesaidia kidogo, sahi imekuwa a bit late. Then about the employment, tuseme kama the marketing, mina suggest you can market maybe poa, tuseme kama during cultural week, you can find a few models, muwape vitenge, then they can go there, support the nimeona some of them zinakaa poa, kama hizo za kulalia, I have one of them. Kitu kingine ni kama, tuseme kama hapa tuka feel we can maybe talk to us nicely, maybe tunaweza wasaidia ku market mobilize watu hapa Mombasa during the nini and all that. Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much. I'll take my colleague to answer the first question.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Alan. I'm the general manager. I'm here to answer your question about the 15% capacity. Is it right? Yeah, I think the reason why we are operating at 15% is the government has been facing a myriad of issues to fund to budget, and it was seen wise that we get a strategic investor who will incorporate new technologies, which the company at the moment, to acquire new markets, will need to invest in new technologies. Another issue that we are facing currently at the moment is that the new investor will have to initiate initiatives to incorporate backward integration. Backward integration, I mean that to increase capacity of the cotton growing. Because currently the cotton which is produced in Kenya cannot accommodate all the factories that are operating in Kenya. Thank you.
Thank you, Jim. I'll invite Tekla to take on the second question.
Good afternoon. Yeah, thank you. My name is Tekla, legal officer. I will explain on the word or the concern on partnership. The word partnership means a relationship between two parties. So in this arrangement, there will be a partnership in form of a lease, where one partner leases to the other. So this investor will only come to the company to lease the machines and the assets, and in lieu pays the government rent. Kama vile unakodesha nyumba alafu unalipa landlord rent. So we also expect the investor aweke working capital, a minimum working capital of $1 billion, so that company expand na operate at full capacity. So mumesikia ni capacity ni kidogo, ni sababu government imesema kidogo, pesa imekuwa tight, tunaweza restructure pia hizi makampuni, investors wakuje why expand, utulete working capital, ukuje ununue raw materials nini, wewe uze, the investor uze products zake, yeye alipe lease to the government, na pia in the process expand, ndio capacity ikuwe kubwa, employment ikuwe mingi. So this investor will not own any part of Rivatex, either in form of shares ama in form of an asset. Ni kulease tu for a period of time, akishamaliza anatoka, and during that time atakuwa tunalipa rent to the government. Sawa sawa. And which touches on also the question of employment. It is a very good question, and that one is covered. During the tendering process, one of the conditions ya commit kwa hiyo tender ni utasign an agreement where you are required to employ 90% of local yani Kenyans. So that one is taken care of. Of course, we can't expect an investor kuje na watu wake. We'll only reserve maybe 10% ya workforce, maybe alete watu wake, but 90% watakuwa Kenyans. Na pia remember, we have our laws on immigration and citizenship. You just don't work kwa border hapo na kukuja kufanya kazi. Remember that is a public place. Ni kampuni ya serikali. So people will not just walk in and start doing work. Back of course, process iwe permits nini, na government ina control your process through the Immigration Act. So they will not. We guarantee that. Yeah.
Thank you. Maybe just to add on the issue of employment of employees, currently we are doing 15% capacity, and the number of employees is 700. So at 99 or 100%, we expect the partner to be on board will employ more than 5,000 employees. So it's a gradual process. You will start from 15% all the way to 100. It will employ more than 5,000 employees. Thank you. Any more questions?
Yes, my name is Jonathan, and I'm at Technical University of Mombasa. And my question is, you said about you'll provide farmers with seedlings and training and fertilizers. Where I come from, there used to be farming of cotton, but long time ago. That was a lot of time ago. Now, is this going to happen countrywide about the planting of cottons? Because maybe other farmers now, they don't do cotton planting because it has gone over the years. Are you going to revive this cotton growing countrywide or?
Thank you, Jonathan. My colleague Charles will answer the question.
Thank you so much, Jonathan. I said as we are at the moment, at 15%, remember there are a number of things which the company has been doing, and key among them is sensitizing farmers to grow cotton, which means we are saying that there is a company buying cotton, so please grow, 1. 2, there is buying of cotton, which the company is doing. And aside from that, the company has been occasionally supporting the value chain or farmers by issuing of seeds and sometimes pesticides. Remember, all this depends with the resources which are there. And that's why you are saying, instead of struggling a lot, why don't we get a partner? This partner will grow in the company. And because they'll see the sense of supporting the value chain, that support will be immense. And that is the essence of getting this partner come on board. Remember, if the scale of operations goes up, it means again the uptake of lint will grow. More farmers will be supported. The entire value chain will be supported strongly. That is it. And maybe just to point out, remember, currently in Kenya, Lamu is the leading county growing cotton. Lamu County is the leading county growing cotton. So essentially, Coast region, in essence, is doing quite a lot in the country. Then the next county is Homa Bay. Then just last season, the other county which came up is Meru. So there's that immense growth of the value chain in terms of more farmers growing cotton. And it is tied to one particular thing. Apart from the other issues I've talked about of market being there, the price is a very good price at the moment of cotton. The government has given a price of 52 shillings per kilo, which is a very good price. Thank you.
Good evening again. Swali lingine ambalo naweza taka kuuliza, partner akikuja, a partner can list to another partner. A partner can list to another partner. Ama sikuelewa hiyo clause. Yeah? Partner anaweza lease kwa partner mwingine. So naona the cost of production inaweza enda increase. Na increase, labda the cost of products kwa market itakuwa juu.
The first question, haiwezi kwa hii situation hawezi, because lazima akwe monitored yeye mwenyewe. Akikuja kulease the property, lazima make sure fulfill conditions ya ile lease. Lazima invest certain amount, lazima create jobs na alipe rent kwa government. So hawezi transfer hizo guarantees zake kwa mtu mwingine. Ni yeye peke yake hawezi lease kwa mtu mwingine. The second question was about cost. No. Kazi yake tu ni kulease, kuja kufanya biashara na alipe rent government na create employment na invest pesa pale. So vile atafanya biashara yake, we hope atafanya vizuri, atahafu kufanya vizuri because kuna mkataba kati yake na serikali na lazima alipe rent kwa serikali. So hawezi transfer your responsibilities kwa mtu mwingine.
Thank you. Is it clear? Okay.
My name is Gabriel Kombe, and my question kutoka kwa hiyo swali yenye maulizwa ni kwamba are the conditions of that partner who is coming to list the company, are they favorable to him or her to an extent is going to make something out of it? Alafu swali lingine ni mmesema production ya cotton imekuwa kidogo, so far me handle 24 counties, sorry. So to that mmetaja some of the several counties. What is your take on expanding the growth of cotton in these different countries? Kwa sababu mme specialize na hamja specialize, lakini zenye mmetaja Lamu, Kilifi, whatever, but there are so many other counties ambazo pia I think mnaweza invest to increase the production of cotton, ambao pia inaweza to favor kama Rivatex company. Thank you.
Thank you. Charles, on the issue of cotton.
Asante, yeah, ni swali nzuri. Na upanzi wa pamba inategemea na ile weather yenye iko ni kama tu any other crop. So kuna zile counties wamesema cotton growing counties. Kwa sasa ziko Kenya. Sasa hapa Kenya saa hizi ni 24 cotton growing counties. Mara nyingi huwa inacheza kidogo 21 mpaka 24, but so far zile ambazo zimeipanda pamba Kenya ni 24. So kulingana na expansion inaweza expand kwa zile tu counties ambazo ziko na zile weather condition nzuri ya kukuza pamba. Pili, iko na ile mchanga mzuri ya kuweza kukuza pamba. However, ukiangalia ile potential iko ya kupanda cotton Kenya mzima kwa zile ekari ambazo zinaweza grow cotton ni more than 384,000 hectares zile Kenya iko available ya kupanda pamba. Last year tulitarget 103 peke yake tu. Last season tumetarget 103,000 peke yake, sababu tulikuwa tunajaribu kugrow kama entire stakeholders wote kutoka other industries, players, Ministry of Industry, Agriculture, but tukafika 66,000. So na ujue bado asilimia 15 peke yake kampuni iko na operate. Now the growth ya the company plus the entire value chain ikigrow vizuri, ita utilize ile space yenye iko ya 384,000 hectares ile iko available kupanda. So maybe counties hizi zitaongezeka, lakini sasa ile mashamba yenye iko pale nyingi itatumika. Sawa sawa. Asante.
Thank you. The last question, Tekla.
On the question who is getting ni kama nani ana win, I would say both the investor and the government will it's a win-win situation for both the investor and the government. Mtu ukifanya biashara huwezi kuja kufanya biashara ya hasara, na pia government haiwezi patiana mali yake kwa hasara. So unajua mnatuona, si nyinyi ni members of the public, mtatuona, muta question government. If anything ikifanyika yenye mpendi, government itaquestioniwa. So hii ni process pia itapitia kwa ofisi ya Attorney General, na Attorney General atahakikisha pia interests za the public of Kenya zimekuwa taken care of, na pia interest za investor ata make sure pia investor pia interest zake zitakuwa taken care of. So it's a win-win, ni give and take. Kila mtu afanye part yake, na of importance ni tupate employment opportunities. Pia nataka niwaambie, I believe nimeona engineers hapa. Huwa tunapeana internship kule, make an application. Huwa kuna spaces ya interns, even researchers. If you have a research project you want to carry out in the factory, huwa ni open. So that's what some of the things that investor pia tuna expect akuje a facilitate. So it's a win-win for both the investor and the government.
Thank you so much. Any more questions?
Me, I'll just want to know if this investor is given the lease, is taxes, is it part of the lease, the amount is going to pay in the lease, ama will be taxed a different way in taxes?
Taxes come in several ways, right? Kuna kitu inaitwa corporate tax. Corporate tax ni ile unafanya wana tax net income yako. Useme uliuza at the end of the year, una declare umepata a certain amount of profits. Huwa ni 30% for corporations. So hiyo ni one form of a tax yenye hii kampuni ita nini, because ina operate in the Republic of Kenya. Any company operating in the Republic of Kenya inalipa corporate tax, a certain percentage of their gross profits. Sawa sawa. Another tax, like ukiemployiwa, all employees in the Republic of Kenya wanalipanga income tax, si ndio? Unalipa a certain percentage of your income, unalipa tax. So that is another form of tax yenye itasaidia kugenerate. If we get 5,000 people being employed there, now wote wanalipa tax. That is also an income from the government, right? For the government, sorry. Another tax ni kama VAT, akiuza products. Kuna ile VAT. Every product Kenya yenye imeuzwa kuanga na VAT, si ndio? Sasa hiyo ni another form of tax. Now of course kuna za duties ya ku export. Yeah. So those are some of the taxes yenye government itapata. Na hizo ni the most important. So unajua biashara ya government ni taxes. Yes. Biashara ya government ni kuprovide sisi environment mzuri, tufanye kazi, tulipe taxes, ndio itumiwe kwa budgeting process. That is the most important thing kwa government. So hizo ni some of the benefits ya investor tuna expect azilete. Tax is different from the lease. Apart from, of course, tax ya biashara, atalipa lease. Remember, this investor anakuja kwa kutumia assets yetu, kutumia machines, kutumia shamba yetu. So analipa lease, which is different from the taxes.
Thank you so much for the clarification. Any more questions, comments? Thank you. So at this point, I'll invite the managing director to make some few remarks, then invite the chairman of board of directors. Karibu.
Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Charles, for the presentation. Well done. Members of the public, the student fraternity, the cotton farmers represented here, Ginaris represented here, the student fraternity at large, management team, which are present also with us, the chairman of the board, Dr. Cleophas Lagat. Good morning. Let me take this opportunity to just give an overview of what we are doing as Rivatex. Basically, we are implementing a cabinet directive which was approved early this year, that the government saw it fit that it's supposed to do reforms in the various state corporations. We saw that some state corporations which had outdated mandates were scrapped. Some state corporations had similar mandates were merged. Now what was approved for Rivatex is to revitalize it by onboarding an equity strategic investor. We've been told by Charles what we mean by an equity. Basically, the state is not selling this entity. It is a strategic investment. In addition to that, let me try to answer some questions which were asked also. It's also important to note that we've covered 5 regions. We started with Uasin Gishu County. We went to Busia region. We went to Kisumu region. We went to Machakos. And finally, we are here in Mombasa. Basically, to get your views and your opinions. We are saying this is a public consultation. This is not something which is forced upon the public, but it's the public now to tell us what is your opinion when the cabinet gave this approval to list this entity. We've seen various advantages. We've seen that we are going to increase the number of jobs. You're going to have around 4,300 new jobs. We are having an issue with unemployment with the young generation. But as soon as you are done with this listing process, you realize that by having an increment of 4,300 new jobs, that is going to be a really game changer in our cotton sector. Apart from the number of jobs, you also have the number of farmers who are going to benefit from this, because this strategic non-equity partner is supposed also to take care of the cotton value chain. That is, support the cotton farmers. Support them with seeds, support them with pesticides, and also have ginaries. We have a problem with ginaries, we have obsolete ginaries. So this non-equity strategic partner will also contribute in setting up ginaries across the country. So by that, we are going to increase the capacity of Rivatex from 15%, gradually 70, 80%. So you can see when we do that in terms of cotton production, currently in the country we are having 20,000 bales of cotton lint annually. Yet Rivatex has the capacity to consume 30,000 bales of cotton. So you can see the cotton which is currently being planted and harvested in Kenya is not enough. So by increasing the capacity to 30,000 means that farmers now will have the confidence to plant even more, because at the moment we have another 1 acre per farmer. Now this farmer is going to increase from 1 acre to 2, 5, even up to 10 acres. So you can see now when we have the farmers increasing the land, basically means that this farmer is going to have the cotton is going to be sure that it's going to be absorbed by the company. Another question which was asked, is this entity going to be subleased when we do the contract? The answer is no. As per the tender document, subletting of this facility is not allowed. So that one is not here or there. On the expansion of cotton, that one I've also responded to. So before I welcome the chair of the board, I would like to sincerely thank you, the members of the public, for giving those very good opinions, very good recommendations. So let me take this opportunity to welcome the chairman of the board of Rivatex East Africa Special Economic Zone to give his remarks. Thank you.
Thank you very much, the MD, Rift Valley, the Rivatex team, and of course, the participants in this particular consultation. I want to thank you for coming and contributing and making your views heard. So I want to thank you very much. Secondly, I want to say that my colleagues have answered most of the questions that you wanted to get clarified, but I want to echo what they said, is that so many models have been tried. The first model was to privatize, to sell. You just sell the property, but the experience has not been very good, because once you sell, the government has no business in asking that person to do what to do with his property. You see, if somebody sells your property, now they sold pan paper. The other governments sold pan paper. It is there. And I think they made the demolition and put something else. They sold Raymond wooden and any cloth mills. They turned it into warehouses, and they use for something else. So, because the government is developing the apparel, the textile and apparel value chain, they want this factory to remain serving the same purpose. Because we are training engineers, we are training agriculturals, we are training agronomists, we are training all these people. We have to have all
cotton value chain. And the money, we want also the money to flow backwards to the farmers, so that the money gets from the farmers upwards through the value chain. Now this one, the government is not selling. And the main objective of the government is to create employment for the young people. Because if we are having now 700, and we want this person to inject capital and employ 5,500, or even up to 6,000 people. You see, there's an employment. That is the basic objective, is to see how the young people can be employed. That is the most, whatever the government is trying to see is how to expand to get these people. The reason why they are talking about leasing is that they are able to control this person, because the property remains the government property. So if this person tries to deviate, for example, it may reach a time where maybe the cost of coffee is up. This guy can decide to bring a coffee mill and sell. Maybe that's when the cotton is down. So we want them to stick to their mandate of cotton, not deviating to something else. And it is easier because there's an exit clause which says if you are not doing this, then we part ways. And that is what the government looks at. But the bottom line, the basic thing is how the young people can get employment. That is the most important thing. These other things is how to go there. Because you see now, you people are in college, you have worked hard, then you don't get an employment anywhere. So unaanza sasa, during our generation we used to say we do tamaking. But now I think kinyi munasema ati muna loiter ama munafanya nini. It is so sad. I saw successive governments, and even maybe this one they are trying to refuse, but I'm seeing it going back. Hii kazi mitaani. Sasa kazi mitaani na wewe umeshafika, umeshahitimu. Alafu unaenda kushika slasher. Surely that will not work. Because sasa hakuna haja ya kwenda shule. Because slasher ni mtu mwenye hajaenda shule. So hata mwenye hajaenda shule atakuwa akichekea namna gani ni. Huyu jamaa alikuwa anasema ati alikuwa anajua, was doing very well. Sasa hii ndio tunafyeka vinyasi kwa barabara. That is not another thing. So that is the main thing, and I hope by that time when you people take up the mantle, hii kitu inaitwa corruption ni cancer, ni saratani. If there is a way of killing that corruption, then this country will move forward. Because once you have a budget and it's intended, that budget goes where it is supposed to go. So what we are saying is, if we can give this factory for future generations, they will have put standards. Now they are able to use it. Otherwise, I didn't want to say much, but I want to say that we are happy interacting with you. So that next time tukikuja, mimi najua nyinyi mtakuwa mmeambia mwenzenu mtakuwa mmekuja so that we also. But sometimes unaweza kuhubiria watu wengi na hakuna mtu anaokoka, lakini unaweza kuhubiria wachache na hao wanaokoka wanaenda kuambia wengine, si ndio? So I want to believe that way. Otherwise, thank you very much. Personally, I'm an industrial engineer, and I would love to see I would love to see young people prospering. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Chairman, for the good comments. Okay. So I'd like to welcome General Manager to give vote of thanks.
Good afternoon once again. On behalf of Rivatex South Africa, I want to give my vote of thanks, starting with the chairman of Rivatex South Africa Limited and the entire board of members, every board of directors, followed by the MD, also the members of the management team and the evaluation team that have made this exercise be a success. I want to thank all of you. I also want to thank the entire fraternity of TUM, starting with the principal and the entire student fraternity. On behalf of Rivatex, I really appreciate you for attending this exercise and making sure that it becomes a success. Otherwise, on behalf of Rivatex, I want to wish you a blessed Friday evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much, GM. Also on my behalf, I'd like to thank everybody, the members of the public, for having participated in today's event. So once again, we'll have a closing prayer, then we'll have snacks. Thereafter, you will see Mr. Charles, the students. So after the snacks, you will see Mr. Charles. So let me have Katra to close with a word of prayer. Welcome. We pray for the team.
Thank you so much. For the tea, we just say Bismillah. So let's pray. A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alaihim ghairil maghdubi alaihim waladdallin. Amen.
Thank you so much. Welcome for tea and snacks just outside here. Karibuni.